Poland wins this round, defeating the United States. They'll move on to the winner between Japan and the UK. Greece is our winner by 1 second. They'll be moving into the semifinals against China or Canada. And welcome back to the Scrub Daddy Summer Games. We are continuing on with our quarterfinal battles. This episode, we'll talk about the great food that comes from Japan competing against the UK. Japan, wonderful fare. We did a teppanyaki noodle. We did it with beef, but that can also be done with chicken. We did a miso soup, which is a soy-based clear soup. Fried rice is a tradition. Saki, still have a little of that left. I like that. And we're gonna do some cleanup. Let's go ahead and start the clock and see how long it takes to clean up this mess. In 3, 2, 1, go. Any of your liquid waste or solid waste, either pour down your garbage disposal or into a trash can. The Dish Daddy allows the perfect amount of suds without wasting a lot of the detergent or the soap, so things get clean and your costs are cut. A Dish Daddy fits into all the little areas that are sometimes hard for a regular sponge when you're holding it in your hand to fit into, and that wand means that you don't have to get your hands as wet if you don't want to. That glass is moving. The UK will be coming up in just a bit. This could be a very close competition. Did you know that there is a brand new event in the 2024 Paris Olympics that they've never had before? Breakdancing. I didn't make that up, it's true. Now they don't call it breakdancing, they just call it breaking, but it is actually an Olympic event in 2024. Look it up, it's true. Time. We're at 1 minute, 42 seconds for our Japanese competitors. Now they'll go head to head with the UK and see how long it takes to clean up that mess. All right, let's see how the UK competes against Japan. Are you ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, start that clock. You want to make sure when you're cleaning any of your utensils or your dinner dishes, pots, pans, things of that nature, that any of the solid food is quickly and easily either washed down the garbage disposal or into a trash receptacle. Hot water helps to break the bond that greasy, sticky foods, things that are starchy like mashed potatoes that were part of our shepherd's pie, can be a little bit difficult, but with the right tools and the right temperature of the water, your Scrub Daddy, Dish Daddy is gonna get that perfectly clean. Remember, in warm water or hot water, it becomes soft, absorbent, and sponge-like. In cold water, that same material that we call flex texture technology is going to be a stiffer consistency and is a great scrubbing tool. You can actually clean dishes faster with a Dish Daddy than you can running them in a dishwasher, and they get every bit as clean. And that's clean. There's nothing like a good cup of British tea. Just a little bit of cream in it as well. That's cleaned up. We've got 2 more to go. This is going to be close. Japan came in with a time of 1 minute, 42 seconds. It looks like the British are going to be very close to that time. And if we stop the clock, 1 minute and 48 seconds. Japan wins this round. Well, it's come down to this. This is our last quarterfinal matchup here in the Scrub Daddy Summer Games. This is Canada versus China. Canadian food is always good, especially the breakfast, and that's what we did. We started off with eggs, classic Canadian bacon, and of course we did pancakes as well. Those are gonna be oily, greasy messes. Our plate cleanup and just good, strong black coffee. We'll go ahead and time it starting right now. As in all the other dishes, you want to scrape the excess food particles off your plate. We'll go ahead and get our coffee mug. The long handle allows you to reach into vessels and get all of those particles without having to get your hands wet or soapy on it. Oh, I'll come back to the coffee pot. Now I'm using warm water or hot water from the tap to make sure that I'm breaking the bond of oil or grease so that everything comes up completely clean. our spatulas and our forks. We can also have quick cleanup. And these heads are removable and replaceable on a Dish Daddy, so that when they do start to wear out, which by the way takes considerably longer time than a conventional sponge, and they're guaranteed not to have an odor for up to 8 weeks. You can see the oil, a little bit of soap by pushing the button dispenses more of your dishwashing detergent, so you can get that clean without any residue whatsoever. And that is clean. We've got one more pan. That's dried egg yolk, one of the hardest things to clean, but with a Dish Daddy, it's not a challenge at all. One last thing, I saved it till last, our coffee pot. You don't have to use a lot of suds to get things clean. That saves you not only time, but also saves you money. And our time is 2 minutes, 4 seconds for Canada. All right, we have one last competitor in this quarterfinal round. That is China. Let's see how they fare against the Canadians. We started off with a General Tso's chicken. I love the glaze on that, but it does stick. That's gonna be a tough cleaning mess. We also had wonton soup. We had white rice, Chinese tea. Are you ready to go? In 3, 2, 1, start the clock. We'll start with our soup. Because it's a rice-based soup, it does tend to cling just a little bit, and that's why you'll appreciate that you've got a little bit more scrubbing power with the Dish Daddy than you might have with the traditional sponge. On this end, you've got what works as almost a small spatula or a scraper, which helps to push your food particles to one end, and your Dish Daddy is guaranteed not to scratch your non-stick surfaces. So our fry pan is done. Same thing, General Tso's chicken, you want to use your scraper to try to move as much of the food particles to the end as you can. A little bit more warm water, cut through, and that pot is ready to go. All the edges are easily reached with the Dish Daddy. That's done. Clean. Oh, this one's gonna be close. I just looked at the clock. Get our coffee pot. Stop the clock at 1 minute, 58 seconds. One last thing to do here. Always look for the silver lining, unless you're going for the gold. Love a good fortune cookie. So China's gonna move on to our semifinal round. The 4 countries still involved. We've got Poland against Japan. We have Greece against China, and soon we'll be finding out who wins the bronze, who wins the silver, or who wins the gold.